Hello from the channel Nice Dica Bro, Jamie, and he's gonna tell you why. I think he knows a little bit of Portuguese, but he's gonna explain everything to you. How are you today?
I'm good, my friend. I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm well, now that I'm talking to you. Just for starters, you speak Portuguese as well. How come?
So I learned Portuguese because I moved to Brazil in 2017 or 2018
Mm-hmm.
because my wife is Brazilian.
Okay.
And I had been in American culture my entire life, and I wanted to experience something new. So I moved to Brazil. I currently live in Sao Paulo. Right now, I'm on vacation in the United States, but yeah, I live in Brazil.
So your videos are really funny. How do you come up with them?
Man, so that's a good question. I felt like in the teaching space, I see a lot of people giving very good examples and very good rules, but a lot of it was just talking to cameras, I felt like. And I think one of the best methods for students to learn, or what helps students learn, is when they're engaged. And if I could, my thought process was to make content that is not only incredibly helpful, but engaging. So I have a very wild personality. So I wanted to throw some flair, if I can say that, some color into teaching.
And how does it feel to live in Brazil?
Man, I love it. I love living in Brazil. I love living in Sao Paulo. I get the opportunity to go to the beach regularly, which I know was not normal for a lot of Brazilians, but for me, living in Sao Paulo, that opportunity is great. And it's just nice. The people are friendly. The food is fantastic. And at this point, I've been there for so long. It's kind of normal to me, if that makes any sense. So coming back to the US feels strange. It doesn't feel like, oh, I'm going back home. It feels like, okay, I'm going on vacation.
Like,
going back.
I don't
Brazil.
belong here anymore. That kind of sense.
Yeah, definitely. But I love Brazil, and I love Sao Paulo. I actually got a tattoo of Sao Paulo on my leg.
Wow. And how have you and your wife met? Can you share?
Yeah. So she was living in the United States for a year, and we actually met on Tinder.
Wow.
And things just went really well. But her time here was limited, so I knew she was going to go back to Brazil, and I had to make the decision of do I either need to break up with this woman or I need to marry this woman. I can't be on the fence with somebody who lives in very far away in South America while I'm living in North America. So I'm told her.
Wow, I totally got it. So was she doing a kind of an exchange program in the States?
Kind of. She was working as an au pair. Which, for your audience members who don't know what that is, it's basically you're like a nanny who lives in the house of the family you're working for. And she did get paid for her work. But yeah, there are programs across the world where you can stay with family.
And how was it for you the first time you got to Brazil?
It was interesting. It was great, man. It was great. So I really didn't know what to expect. and my wife is from São Mateus. So my first time in Brazil, I went to São Mateus and I saw São Paulo. And it was I didn't really have an expectation. So I didn't, because at the time Brazilian culture was not as popular and to Americans. Now I think things are more, there's more education with very famous Brazilians making it into mainstream American culture, like Anita. She's doing fantastic. But so when I went, I really didn't know much about Brazil, and so I had kind of no expectation. But I remember my first time trying açaí. I remember my very first feijoada, and it was fantastic, man. And Sao Paulo is a crazy place, and just seeing the city, and I went during Carnival as well.
Wow.
And so experiencing pre-pandemic Carnival, man, it was amazing. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
I got to see everything that Sao Paulo had to offer. So that was very nice.
Have you gone to what we call in English the Samba Mall or o Sambódromo?
Is that during Carnival where they have the parades? So I haven't yet. I have experienced my fair share of blocos, which is so much fun. The dancing, the music, all of that, and the drinking, of course. But no, I have not been to one of the samba malls.
What is something that you have taken from the States to Brazil, and what is something that you have brought from Brazil to the States?
That's a good question. Yeah. So one thing that I think I teach to my students, and I have not made a video about this yet on my social media, but I would like to, is about tipping. I think that the gorjeta, that is a very important idea that I teach to my students. Because it's not normal in Brazilian culture, but it's necessary in American culture, and it's necessary because the minimum wage in the U.S. is $7.25 per hour. But waiters and waitresses only receive $2.
Wow.
So it's like that because the tip, the gorjeta, is expected as part of their salary. So restaurant owners pay significantly less to their servers, to their waiters and waitresses, which is why tipping is so important. And as a millennial, I tip a lot. For me, my opinion is a minimum of 20%. Minimum. So that's one kind of very important rule that I like to take to Brazil, because not many people understand why. They think, that's just the culture. It's not my culture. I don't need to do it. But it's more than just culture. I think
for you, it really matters.
Yeah, because it's their salary. It's their livelihood, and they make so much less than the legal minimum wage. But anyway, so tipping is huge. And then
and what about the other way around?
That I think, and this is kind of, it's very different if that's okay. But it just letting people be who they are. And that is what I've taken from Brazil. And that's very important to me, because I feel like American culture has this very rigid, very strict idea of what is normal.
Yeah.
And I don't fit that. Like, for example, I have dyslexia and a very severe ADHD. For me, I never really fit in with American culture. You know, everybody was like, "Why are you so weird? Why are you so loud? Why do you talk so?" And man, when I moved to Brazil, I never felt that. And so for me, as like, to be okay with who I was, who I am, moving to Brazil was so important. Because everybody was like, that's Jamie. Yeah, it's okay, man. Everybody just let me be who I was. So Brazil, like, that is a part of Brazil that I will keep with me forever.
Now we're gonna go to the rapid round game.
Absolutely.
Brazil is
amazing.
São Paulo is
crazy.
My wife is
the most amazing person ever.
The most beautiful word in Brazilian Portuguese is
suave,
which is sweet in English, right?
Yeah.
If I had the chance to meet myself 5 years ago, what would I tell my other self?
It's unrelated to English, but buy Bitcoin.
The United States is
complicated.
The mountains or the beach?
Beach. Come on.
Now I go on the hot seat and you ask me your questions.
Okay. Technology is
everything to me.
Okay. Cars or bicycle?
Cars.
That's a good one. Okay, let me see. Then you said beach or mountains. Açaí or ice cream?
Ice cream.
Oh man, that's where you're wrong. I'm kidding.
I'm sorry. I know. I'm joking. No, don't worry. I'm sorry.
Feijoada is
a very famous Brazilian dish.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. I think those are all the ones I have.
Yeah. Awesome. Jamie, to finish the interview, I always have a sentence, a quote, a takeaway. And for you, it's going to be a quote in Portuguese that I really like from a Portuguese poet, Fernando Pessoa. He says, o poeta é fingidor, finge tão completamente que finge que é dor a dor que de veras sente. The poet is a feigner. He feigns so completely that he feigns that it's a pain, the pain that he really feels. To finish, I would like to thank you for being here with me, for taking your time.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. I'm very happy to be here and, get the opportunity to kind of tell part of my story and share my content.
This was my friend, Jamie, or Nice Dicas Bro. All his social media are going to be in the description box down below. I hope you liked it as much as I did. Thank you so much, Jamie. See you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Hello, it's Rod's friend here, Gino from Real Everyday English. Sorry for interrupting your video. I just want to make a quick recommendation that you subscribe to Rodrigo's channel. He's an amazing guy. He's so humble. He's so dedicated. And he creates absolutely fantastic content. See you people soon. Bye-bye. God bless.